takes you high. Yeah. Everything you need, everything you want, everything you think, everything you say. Gospel's TV, spread the word. Let me officially welcome you once again to GLoveRadio.u. It's live here in Dallas, Texas on this Saturday. Today, I am a mujahideen, as you can see. And it means that my eyes are red, as we say literally. It's going to be another edition of News of the Week from Ghana. All the news that we have gathered this week is what we are bringing to you. And before we go, Honorable is here with us. You're also watching us on GTV Live, and we bring everything to you. Thank you so much for all your comments and the feedback that we are getting. But there's something that I will have to address before we get going. But in the meantime, in between times, let me go over and welcome my Honorable. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today, Honorable?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
All right. Honorable, what have you got for us this week?
Thank you one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for coming together again today. The week has rounded up, and as usual, I try to select some few items that I believe strongly that you will be interested in. Let's go straight and listen to the headlines. My name again is Jeffrey O.N.K. Prempeh. It is unfortunate Nana Akufo-Addo is saying Ghana is in state of lawlessness. That was Kwesi Pratt. Nana Addo and his family must be exorcised. That's a prophet's comment. Co-joined twins born in Cape Coast referred to Korle Bu. Final years SHS student brutalized by teachers for taunting. Elections petition. Supreme Court dismisses Chachu's application to cross-examine other witnesses. Justice Crabb condemns excessive partisan politics. These are some of the few headlines that we have this morning. If time permits, we will look at each one of them and bring you the news about them.
Yes, we thank you, Honorable, for the news headlines that you brought to us. I believe we're going to have a very interesting discussion. Like I said, this is the news of the week from Ghana. This is all that has happened this week. We gather them and we bring them to you. There is something that I'd like to say, Honorable. I had a comment that was sent to me from Ghana by a lady called Amaloko. And apparently what Amaloko had said is that one, she doesn't know whether I'm a man or a woman to start with. She cannot tell my identity. Amaloko, I'm a man. I am a man. If you're not sure and you're confused, I am a man. That's the first thing I want to clear. The second thing that Amaloko addresses in her letter, her email, is that I called some politicians idiots. And Amaloko did not understand why I called the politicians idiot. Again, I would like to clear here and now that I did not call politicians idiots. I said some idiot. That is what I said. I remember very well. And you see, Amaloko, let me explain to you. When it comes to the things of Ghana, Honorable and I are very passionate about it. Because I don't see why we should sit down and let somebody abuse our intellect simply because he has been a former member of parliament. I was referring to a subject where a former member of parliament had said that he, as a parliamentarian, was better than doctors and teachers. And I believe Honorable remember that issue very well. And that was what I was talking about. That, you know, if you can, the fact that you are a parliamentarian, it makes you think that your job is more important than medical doctors and teachers. We all know the situation of teachers in Ghana. And recently, we have seen the situation with medical doctors as well. So that man had no business saying. So if I said that some idiot sit somewhere and say things like that, I was making reference to a particular person. And I'm saying that if you become a politician, it doesn't make you a demigod over the rest of the country. As a matter of fact, politicians are there as public servants. They are not there as lording over the people. So they are not better than the people they serve. I rest my case for now, Honorable.
I think Amma will be very satisfied with your explanation, because sometimes, people don't get the full story. They just take a certain portion, maybe pick up a paragraph and then try to comment on that particular paragraph. But as you have well explained it, I think that it is clear. You cannot be making some comments that are absolutely derogatory. We respect our doctors, we respect other professions, teachers, farmers, and other CEOs, businessmen. We respect them. But somebody, for some reason, thinks that by virtue of his job, like I quite remember, we discussed that. That was the MP from Asukwa.
Former
MP from Asukwa, and he everybody will agree with us here. I mean, he's been making so many disparaging remarks in Ghana, and of course that is what you were commenting on. So, Amma, please, I think that this should settle the confusion around that particular story. We will move straight to the first item on the news.
682-227-2276. Let's go back to Honorable for what he has for us.
Asantehene Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II has once again urged the 2012 presidential candidate of the NPP, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to accept whatever the outcome of the election petition become, or before the Supreme Court will be. Otumfuo also asked him to prevail his supporters and followers to accept the result, whether in his favor or not, in the interest of the nation. Joy News Jefferson Saki reports the Asantehene was speaking in a meeting with the NPP flag bearer in Accra on Friday afternoon at Nana Addo's residence. The meeting was dominated by the ongoing election petition being heard by the Supreme Court. Otumfuo Osei-Tutu also applauded Nana Akufo-Addo for not resorting to violence to contest the election result, but sought redress using the law courts. On his part, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo maintained the track record of the NPP is there to show that they are a peace-loving party and has always accepted the outcome of elections organized by the Electoral Commission. However, he pointed out that the party decided to go to court this time around because of the widespread irregularities that characterized the 2012 December general elections. Otumfuo is in the capital with a delegation of chiefs of democratic lecture organized. Otumfuo is in the capital with a delegation of chiefs for a democracy lecture organized by the National Commission on Civic Education. Well, it is very important that Nana Otumfuo also add his voice to the ongoing situation in the country. And I'm very, very glad that he has once again had that short meeting with Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Yes, I think this is a step in the right direction. The Asantehene himself coming all the way to Accra. Asantehene does not travel easily like that. So for him to have taken this step, I think it's very encouraging, and for him to have come to add his voice, because I believe that everybody's seeing what is going on in Ghana. And like we said just before this news item, is that we must put Ghana first in everything that we do. If we tear that country apart, who's going to rule half and who's going to rule half? If the country is not complete, how can any president, be able to rule and rule well? So I commend Nana Osei-Tutu Otikokoso for this kind gesture that he has demonstrated. I think it's in the right direction.
Before the election, if you will remember, Otumfuo organized a peace a peace conference.
Yes, I remember that.
That all the political party leaders came in. They all attended. It was a very, very good discussion held. And after that, they signed a declaration and, affirming themselves to the fact that they will all accept whatever the result is. And based upon the fact that all the political parties recognize that they need to do anything they can to provide people, supervisors, in these various polling stations and make sure that nothing foul was done so that the election result will be acceptable. Now, here we are. Nana Addo went to court complaining about the irregularities. But the question is, where were the agents who were supposed to be, supervising these things on behalf of NPP party? And that aside, that the going to the Supreme Court or not accepting the result is a violation of the Kumasi Declaration. In fact, that particular violation is very serious. You see, a lot of people do not understand things that Nana Osei Tutu or Otumfuo put his hands in, because before he does that, he is 100% sure that it is going to work. Otherwise, he won't do it at all. But what Nana did.
Nana who?
Nana.
I mean,
what
we
Nana,
are talking about.
When I said Otumfuo, that means.
Yes, all right.
But Nana is Nana Akufo-Addo.
All right, but that's the clarification.
That's right.
Yes.
So what Nana Akufo-Addo did is very serious. Is throwing the mud into the face of Otumfuo. In the past, back in those days that he did this, he will be dragged before him and he will have to explain why he did that. And if he's found guilty, he will be beheaded.
That is a serious one.
Because you don't do that. You don't do that at all. But here is the case. We are in a different era. So everything kind of like, okay, we will follow the democratic principles. The case in the court right now. But if you look at, the way people come out commenting about the court case, people are not satisfied, even with the telecast, the nationwide telecast, because everybody has their own take, as we were discussing, as we were commenting on the other news item. So I think that Nana have to remind Nana Akufo-Addo, Otumfuo have to remind Nana Akufo-Addo one more time that this time around, our faith is in the Supreme Court justices. When they come out with any verdict, you have to accept it. You see, somebody will say that, why is it that Otumfuo is talking to only Nana Akufo-Addo? But here we are. I can guarantee you that it is not all MPP supporters agree with this court case.
That is true. That is very true.
And that does not make them traitors. It is just a simple fact. So far, what we have seen is administrative errors. We have not seen any tangible proof. Okay, as far as this petition is concerned.
That's correct.
And everybody will agree that there has never been any election without these type of minor problems. Because election basically is human, process. It is. You can't really make robots do these things. You can provide machines, computers, and all those type of things.
In America, where computers are used, still errors happens all the time.
Because the process is heavily centered on human process. That is why, and everybody understand, and everybody agree that as human beings, we are error prone. We commit errors.
Of course.
Based upon so many things. And so far, we haven't heard of any ballot stuffing. We haven't heard of any people being stopped to vote. We haven't heard of any violence in the polling station whereby, some things will happen that will make us believe that it was deliberately done to skew the election result. But this administrative pink sheet. So I believe that people should see these things as they are and begin to identify people as individuals. Nana is the flag bearer that we need to support as a political party. But when they, when the cause becomes a little murky, whereby you can discern from the fact that this is the position of the party and this is the position of this individual, then of course we will have to make a decision based upon that. So I thank
I am so glad, Honorable, that for the first time you have come out with a very critical analysis of this process, because when this thing started, Honorable, if you remember, I told you from day one that we monitored these elections and its counting process right here on December 7, December 8, when this process, and I was saying that I saw this thing to be as transparent, especially when it came to the counting. This is that after ballot boxes are open, it's poured down on a table, plain table, in the sight of Ghanaians standing. You know, people come from their homes and come and stand there. Even areas where they didn't have electricity, people went and moved their cars and put on their headlights onto the table so that, you know, they could count the ballot. And it's so interesting if you see how these papers are counted. They are counted like class 1 children counting thing. 1, then they put it down. 2, they put it down. 3, till they get to whatever number that belongs to NDC. Then they will start the same process in the clear view of everybody. Honorable, just as you said, polling agents are there. When they finish, they append their signatures. But in the course of this pink sheet process, numbers are gone wrong. Sometimes somebody can be writing 3, he writes 4, only to be corrected that that number was not 3, it was 4. I remember, let me tell you something, Honorable. When I was in Nsaom, there was a Sergeant Major. His name was Major Esedu.
You're talking about one prison?
Yes, Major Esedu. You see, there we have to be counted 5 times a day.
That's right.
Okay? We have to, every single day, they will count us 5 times a day. And if the number is over by 1, there is trouble. If the number is lower by short by one, it's trouble. That means either somebody has escaped or somebody has joined us who has no business joining us. So if the number is supposed to be 3,000 in safe custody, and they count and they get 3,001, they have to recount and recount and recount till they can get that number that is on the board. One day they were checking the number. The number, by the time they finished, the number was over by 10. It meant that 10 prisoners has joined, you know, in some prison. Where did they pass?
Without any authorization.
Exactly. So they had to recount. They've been going for about 2 hours. They still can't find
the 10.
The 10, because the number is supposed to be 3,000. Now it's 3,010. So this is becoming serious. And when that happens, no prisoner can come out of his cell. No officer can leave the compound till the number is resolved. All right. Finally, they swapped and made a prisoner go and check a particular block. Then they realized that Major was the one who was doing the count there. And he got to a cell. The people were 27. The people were 27. And the Major reported 37.
Okay.
Instead of 27.
That's great.
So the number
inflated.
Jumped. No, wait. The number, they were 23. And he reported 32.
Oh, okay. I mean, he put the number the other way around.
Yes, he turned the number. So when they got the number right and they asked Major, Major, the number that you went to count is 23. You gave us 32. He says, but 22 and 32 is a returning number. When you turn it, it's a turning number. You know, this one is a turning number. You know, it's a turning number. 23, 32. It's a turning number. So we started calling him turning number. You understand? These are human errors, just like what you're saying. Honorable, let's have your next item.
Yes, we have Justice Crab here. A former Supreme Court Justice, a former Supreme Court Judge, Justice VCRAC Crab, has bemoaned the excessive partisanship that has characterized politics in Ghana, saying this has resulted in selfishness, envy, and greed. According to Justice Crab, Ghanaians have become overly individualistic at the expense of the communal good. He made the comments at the launch of the B.J. Darocha Chair in Law and Politics annual lecture at the Mount Crest University College, Accra. The lecture was instituted in memory of B.J. Darocha, a legal luminary and founding member of the New Patriotic Party. Sharing his personal life experiences, Justice Crab, who is also former chairman of the Electoral Commission, recalled how personalities such as Mr. K.B. Asante played key roles in shaping his life. Justice Crab recalled how, as a young man and ambitious man, Mr. K.B. Asante ably assisted him by introducing him to Commonwealth to start his professional life as a lawyer. KB's advice greatly impacted my life positively, quote, he said. Justice Crab, however, expressed worry over how things have changed suddenly with partisan politics taking the center stage of the nation's development agenda. He noted that rather than promoting the nation as a people, Ghanaians end up demonizing, sabotaging, and assassinating the character of fellow countrymen who show so much promise in their chosen fields of endeavor.
This is so very sad. It looks like today all the things that are coming are reflecting on the divisions and pull him down syndrome that is running in our country. And it is very sad. These are some of the things that we talk about here and people don't understand us. You know, politics is not about destroying. You know, if you are a public servant, you go to serve and bring development to the nation. That I elect myself into this office, that I may contribute meaningfully in building, you know, this country and bringing it to the next level. This is what I understand that politicians are supposed to do, or public elected officers are supposed to do, but not that you go and demonize others. And in the eyes of others, there is nothing good about MPP if you are an NDC. There is nothing good about NDC if you are an MPP. If somebody is brilliant in the field of his profession or her profession, the fact that he is not or she is not in the same political standings as you, that person is a demon. That person comes from hell. That person is Sasabon Sam's, you know, firstborn child. Come on, Ghanaians, let's wake up and stop this. And you know, when you go and say this, they say you are talking too much. Honorable, your take on this?
Of course, I mean that is what has been prevailing. You know, and what I'm particularly glad about is, you see, important leaders, you know, in the country are coming out, you know, because they have all witnessed what is going on. You know, you see Otumfuo has come out. You see JJ has come out. You see Justice Crab has come out. You know, it is pointing to the fact that people need to be careful about the comments they pass on the airwaves, and of course the articles that they present to the various newspapers. You know, if somebody doesn't belong to your political party, that doesn't make that person an enemy. In no small terms. You know, we have these different parties to actually fulfill our own ideologies. You know, NPP, NDC, CPP, we are all heading towards the same destination. What is that? Which is provide good education for our children, provide, you know, basic, you know, services like electricity, water systems, health care. You know, we all want that. Of course, as individuals, we want those things for our families and ourselves. But just that the process of getting there, you know, is what is different according to all those political parties. So when one political party is in power, what they really need is support. You know, of course, we will condemn things that are not good, that may be detrimental to the development of the nation. But we don't have to condemn everything. It makes it seem like this political party is up to no good. Whatever they do is not good because it is not your party who is in power. And just like a certain European came to Ghana and stayed there for a year and made an assessment and observed that Ghanaians are basically noted for pulling people down. I mean, pulling themselves down. Because if you see somebody, he made the analogy about crabs.
That is known as crabology.
Okay, well, I haven't heard that one, but I will take it. Crabs. If you put crabs in some kind of a basket or basin or pan or something, you see that all of them are trying to climb out. But then you will see the ones down pulled up, those ones that are trying to climb out down. And that is pretty much has characterized our characters in Ghana now. Anybody who seems to be enterprising, who seem to be developing, trying to do something good, well, we have other people who may not be able to do that, but then they will be pulling people down. And it has now characterized our political system. So I am glad that Justice Crabbe has come out and also add his piece to it, so that we all have to realize that where we are heading, it will not help anybody. We truly need to come together as people of the nation and build it together. That is how our country can be strengthened and can be strong.
Yes, that is what Honorable has described, the crabology, syndrome that is eating into our nation. It didn't start today. It's been there for a long time, and it continues. It's just that right now we are seeing it live on television. And for that matter, people are seeing it live and colored, as they say. We hope that the Lord will intervene, and this crabology syndrome will die. I mean, it's so sad. Honorable, what's your next item?
A 17-year-old final year student of the Akuse Methodist Senior High School in the Eastern Region, name withheld, has sustained serious body injuries after two teachers subject her to severe beatings for leaving campus without permission. Joy News has been shown photos and videos taken by medical officers apparently corroborating the assault on the girl. The pictures show wide areas of swellings, bruises, and reddened skin on her back and legs. According to the students, two teachers whose names were given only as Mr. Tingi and Mr. Adolf yesterday lashed her with a big stick in the presence of her headmaster as her punishment for breaking school rules. Her colleagues rushed her to hospital after citing the huge swellings on her body. According to the doctor at the Akuse Government Hospital who attended to her, the girl is responding to treatment.
That is very, very sad. Why would the teachers do that? I'm a bit confused. Why would they do that? Why would they subject this little girl to such punishment? Do you know?
Well, what I do know is that it's a practice in Ghana. Back in those days that we were in elementary schools, when you violate the school rules, you get lashes, ranging anywhere from 2 to sometimes 12. And some of the teachers who actually take delight in giving out these lashes, some even increase it to 24. So it is a practice that is well known and is widespread everywhere. But most times they do it in a passionate way, not to hurt the child, not to really put the child into any kind of harmful situation, just to caution that child that these school rules need not to be violated and put them in line.
Would the verdict of the Supreme Court be accepted by all Ghanaians? That we saw it on TV, we saw everything, or they're going to turn around and find another excuse? This is my prayer, that Supreme Court justices will be able to put an end to this once and for all, so that the country can move forward. Honorable.
Yeah, I think so. I think they will. They have to, and they will, and they know, they recognize the responsibility that they have, and I think they will step up to the plate. They are going to deliver some.
I'm not talking whether they will be able to deliver. They will deliver. They are dealing with facts, and the facts presented to them, they will come out. But I am saying that, will the people of Ghana? My question was addressing the people of Ghana, not the justices. Yeah. The justices will come out with their verdict at the end of the day. What you present in court, this is our findings, this is our verdict. They will come out. But I'm saying that, trust you me, that we will sit here when this verdict comes out, and you will see the comments and the things that will follow. Because whichever party wins this court case, the other party would cry foul. Mark it.
Absolutely. I mean, that is the trend that has actually, is prevailing. That's what we're seeing. And that is why, see, if you look at what is going on right now, it is a concern. It is a real concern for peace-loving people who live in the country. And it has become necessary for leaders who command respect in society to step up. That is why you see Otumfuo, have actually moved from his comfortable zone in Kumasi to come out and say something, and treat people to accept the verdict when it comes out. So you see Justice Krab also adding his voice. JJ has been silent for a very long time. He is now also coming out. I know that in course of time, Kufuor and other important personalities in Ghana will also come out and add their voices, just to calm tempers and make sure that people don't resort to any kinds of violence when something don't go their way, because already we are acting like children. If something don't go our way, we react,
throw tantrums.
So this, we need to go beyond that and accept. And I know Ghanaians will do that. We've been doing these things, talking, and it is something we need to talk, and we are talking about it. But I believe that once the judgment is presented, I think we will take it and move on with that.
Okay, this is where time will permit us to run up for today. I've been in the studio here with Honorable. Honorable, your final words.
And we thank all our audience for being with us today again. And we believe that next week, same time, you will be with us. And I will also try my best to get some things that I think you'll be interested in and present them to you. My name, once again, is Jeffrey Owen K. Prempeh. Thank you very much.
Yes, that is my Honorable. I call him my Honorable because he is my Honorable. Yes, we thank God for how far he has brought us. Tomorrow, God willing, will be my birthday. And I want to invite you that you come and celebrate with me. Tomorrow, we will go to church at Agape Chapel. And from Agape Chapel, we will come home and have a barbecue. So I invite you to come. It is not very often that the Lord blesses people to get to where I've gotten to. You're asking my age. That one is a secret. See me in Chambers and I'll tell you. And if you don't come, I'll email you some of the barbecue. Don't worry about it. So thank you once again for being here with us. We love you so much. And God willing, we will see you next week. We are out like that. Bye-bye.
Gospels.